Hi, everybody. It is July 22nd, 2024. I hope that you are all well, okay, decent. I'm only going to do an hour tonight. Yeah, tiredness has fallen to a new level. Fallen? I don't know. Is that the right description of what I am experiencing? I don't know. So, I'm gonna have to do something about the lighting in here because it's very dim. So, hello, Julie, Kim Blanchard, Luigi, Barb, Oracle 11. Oh, I'm sorry. Geofactor 3, Analog Synth Player, Crazy Pots. I get that you're crazy, considering your comment below my video that posted the live last night, asking if I was a vegetarian, telling me that I should just eat my cats so that way they'll always be with me. Some words I read on the internet and they're pretty like, wow, that's nothing I would have ever thought of to even say. Hey, Rage Against the Machine, Czech rock stars, always nice to see you. Andrew Cruz, Stack Stevenson, Christopher James, Michael Mossberg, Mama Rages, nice to see you, thank you. Alicia DeMoss, Silent Walk. Yeah. Steve Ladner. What a world we're living in, huh? Jane Northrup. Alright, so let's see if this, why does it say no data? That's weird. Let's see if this actually works. I hope you all can hear me. I am live, right? Jay Wooms, hi. Well, Linda B, hi. Well, I guess I'll just continue, and who knows, maybe somebody will say, yeah, everything's working, okay. This radar, wow, has it changed big time. I don't think we have any radar alerts. I haven't refreshed to check, but no, we don't. I can tell. Well, maybe North Dakota. But do you see how these, what are they, weather fronts? Little blips of nanobots activated to bring about destructive weather? Yeah, you have to wonder. They have so destroyed the jet stream. It's very sad. It's really very sad. So, yeah, I'll refresh, but I don't think. No, good, good. But we do have severe weather. Arizona, D.C., Maryland, and North Dakota and Virginia. Arizona, Mojave. The severe thunderstorm located near Kingman. You got North Dakota, Foster, Stuntsman, Wells, which is close to New Rockford and Carrington. North Dakota, Benson, close to Baker, located over Baker, close to Rugby. D.C., Maryland, Virginia, you got the counties of District of Columbia, Prince George's, Arlington, Fairfax, and Alexandria. And a severe thunderstorm located over Lincolnia, or over Springfield. The link is in the chat. If you're in those areas, pay close attention, because the severity of our weather has really done a number. I mean, yeah, done a number. And a whole lot of people are suffering the consequences. But boy, do we have a lot of fires. A lot of fires. That's the wrong one. Let's go up here. And sadly, people are losing their homes.
This is, at least in the moment right now, as we sort of zoom back into the initial home that we first broke in to show you, because those are the most raging flames right now, at least contained to this particular home right now, and firefighters are still working to contain things at the moment. So, of course, working to find out a cause for this as well. Typically, don't know that information right off the bat right now, but we just know that the priority at this moment is making sure that these fires are out and that, of course, anyone who was in these homes are safe.
Yeah.
Where did this fire come from? You notice that? Where did this fire come from? It leapt over the trees, ignited the house. As you can see, there's an awful lot of vegetation, and it missed it all. Got the house. Right? Right. Wildfire in Riverside County destroys homes.
A brush fire. Following breaking news in Riverside, crews continue their efforts to contain a brush fire. It's destroyed several homes and prompted evacuations as well.
That's right, Gigi Garcia. Let's get to Gigi right now, live in Riverside with the latest on this fire. Gigi.
And through these different neighborhoods, we see strike teams, firefighters stationed for structure protection. Take a look. We're on Boulder Creek Lane. This is just off of Canyon Hill Drive in Riverside. You see there Chula Vista fire. You have agencies from throughout Southern California that have responded here to assist Riverside City Fire. And you might be able to make some of the burnt patches. And in the darkness behind those fire trucks, up a lane in this cul-de-sac, there are at least 3 homes. Now take a look at the fire. The Hawarden fire started yesterday about 1 o'clock in the afternoon as a vegetation fire, but Riverside City firefighters say they knew that it had the potential to spread and spread quickly. It is at 527 acres as of yesterday. We are expecting an update later today. This is one of 2 fires burning in Riverside County. The second is the Eagle Fire in Corona. That one at last count was at 1,600 acres with 25% containment. Now, yesterday
There are many, many fires in California, in Oregon, in Washington, in Alberta, Canada, in BC, Canada. But I thought it was interesting. I'm looking at this guy, and he's smiling as he's talking. You gotta wonder, you know, when you really pay attention to other forms of communication, body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and then listen to the words they say, you do. It's like, okay, something is not really fully connected in this human being. A whole lot of people do communicate words, and they have a weird expression that clearly states that there's a disconnect between their awareness of what they're saying and what they're also communicating with their face and tone.
Concerned that somebody might be losing their homes, and we felt fortunate that the wind, at least from our perspective, was moving in that direction, which would take it down into the Arroyo and away from these homes.
And take a look at this. 2 police officers rushing into a home that was in danger to rescue a small dog running.
Their homes, and
this guy is smiling. He's talking about people losing their homes, but he was happy that the winds had changed, so his home is okay. I don't know. Just seems a little odd to me. So yeah, 3 homes destroyed. There might be more now.
But let's get to some video and show you what this fire has done so far, the destruction that it has caused. This began around 1 p.m. Sunday. That is when firefighters responded to Howerton Drive. So far, it's burned about 500 acres, and what makes this fire so dangerous is its location. Approximately 1,500 homes are in the area where this fire is burning. Air 7 was above the fire yesterday and spotted at least 3 homes burned, with several others sustaining damage. Right now, evacuation orders remain in place for Eagle Crest Court, Chartwell Drive, Horace Street, Howerton Drive, Barry Road, and Via Vista. That evacuation order. Listen.
Years hysteria, then pull yourself together. You can only do what you can do. Everyone's okay. You have what you need, and then just protect your home, and that's it. That's all you can do. But the most important thing is your family and the things you have that are precious to you. And we got everything we needed to get out of there, so it was okay.
You notice all of the vegetation that is surrounding the... Oh, I thought I was... you don't want to see me right now. All of the vegetation surrounding these homes that is absolutely fine. Crews battled 2 separate wildfires in the Inland Empire. And for those who believe that it's only the poor who are targeted, no. Sorry. Wrong. But look at all of these trees. Well, it should have gone up in like a split second, but somehow the house looks gutted. Very strange. 50-acre brush fire burns homes in Riverside. So I was just really wanting to take a look at these homes that have been burned.
And as I zoom out and pan to another home nearby that also is burning and at the center of an active firefight, I want to point out the importance of brush clearance. This brush fire, we don't know the exact cause yet, but because of all this dry brush in the area, the hot conditions, the windy conditions, that certainly is not helping firefighting efforts. We've got about half a dozen aerial resources overhead with us, firefighters down on the ground, but look at this home. I know we see images like this every fire season in California, but this doesn't get easier to cover. I mean, we're talking about a home, we're talking about a family, a community tonight devastated. Evacuation orders have now been issued for this area. This is Chartwell Drive and Windham Hill. That home that I showed you earlier, Horace and Hawarden Drive. I'm also on Barry Road and Via Vista. We do have a full list on NBCLA.com that we are continuing to update. But again, about 5.
Yeah, it doesn't seems like these homes are going up. Wow. It is heartbreaking to look at this over and over. Fire crews battling 3rd wildfire in Riverside. They just keep, erupting.
Out of Riverside County, fire crews are fighting a new brush fire this morning. This is video from SkyCal taken within the hour. CAL FIRE says the fire sparked near Columbia and Michigan Avenues around 8 a.m. It's being called the Columbia Fire. Right now it's grown to roughly 35 acres, and at this point there's no containment. There is an evacuation warning in the area. It is north of Mass.
Well, if you're in this area, then I will post the link. If I don't think anybody watching this live is in that area, but evacuations are also going on all over, well, for sure, the West, the western, states. Crews make progress containing the Ridge Fire in Northern California. Well, I guess that's good. But you gotta wonder, how is it that all of these wildfires... Oh, that's right, it's the heat. Oh, right, it's the heat. So more and more of these little brush fires that are taking out homes? Yeah, okay. Well, believe what you hear from mainstream media and don't overtax your brain to think otherwise. And listen to these new rules in California.
Trying to protect homes from wildfire risks. That's what's behind a new set of rules in California. Some of the regulations could include limiting plants or even items like a hot tub within 5 feet of homes. As KRON 4's Teresa Stasio reports, those involved with making the rules say they're backed by science and have shown to make a difference.
Watch. This is a demonstration between two homes. The one on the right built with fire-resistant materials and a defensible space of 5 feet. The one on the left lacks a defensible space and has more traditional building materials found on many homes, especially in fire-prone areas. As you can see, the home on the left goes up in flames quickly.
When a home ignites, it's greater than 90% chance that it will be completely destroyed. So we need to prevent the ignition of the home from the start.
Steve.
And is has that always been true? When a home ignites? You know, it's pretty well known to get destroyed. So the fire-resistant materials, okay, that will be very costly. Oh, they also talk about hot tubs and the plants. Get rid of your plants around your home. Hot tubs, you know, if they're 5 feet from your home, you're going to have to move them. They're doing all of this to protect you, okay? They really are. They want to protect you because they love you. Just like wildlife they love. 4 wildfires reach mega fire status in Oregon.
Gears, we're tracking several wildfires in the state this week. The Lone Rock fire is burning more than 116,000 acres. That's in Wheeler and Morrow counties. It's currently 40% contained with level 3 evacuations. We're also tracking the Falls fire. That is about 15% contained on this Monday. That is more than 120,000 acres, burning mostly federal land in Harney County. Nearby campgrounds have been closed for weeks since that first started. Meanwhile, the Cal Valley mega fire in Malheur County, now more than 133,000 acres. It is 78% contained, but concern is mounting about the nearby Durkee fire, which has grown to 145,000 acres. It crossed over recently from Baker County, moving toward the Cal Valley fire. Level 3 evacuation notices have been issued for both. Trip Check indicates that Interstate 84 has been closed just southeast of Pendleton down to Ontario.
Oh yeah. This is just what we live now. Evacuations were ordered in Salt Lake City, Utah, as a fire threatened homes about a mile from the capital. Wow. These fires are very straight-lined, huh? Check out Jeff Snyder, too, talking about the plasma fires. The West is burning up. Bench Lake fire continues to grow. The Durkee and Cal fires in Oregon burning over 116,000 acres.
County fire burning in eastern Oregon continues to grow. Last night, we reported the fire to be around 102,000 acres. It has since jumped now to more than 143,000 acres, and none of it is contained. The fire is forcing people in parts of Malheur County to evacuate. This is a map put out by the Malheur County Sheriff's Office. It continues to be updated. It shows the areas of evacuation. Areas in red are under what they call a level 3 evacuation order, meaning those residents were urged to leave immediately. And those areas of evacuation have expanded just in the last hour. Yellow marks the level 2 evacuation areas. So if you live in those areas, you're asked to get essential items together and be ready to go quickly. Officials believe this fire was started by lightning.
That's a lot of get-readies and also evacuations. Oh boy, I just have a feeling that these fires in Oregon, in California, are going to get a lot worse, with an awful lot of homes destroyed. How about the Jack Pine fire? This is in, you know, I did check it out, and I can't believe I can't remember. Oh, this is Oregon too. So, another fire.
A wildfire off Maston Road south of La Pine has prompted a level 2 or BSET evacuation notice for nearby residents, and it's growing quickly. It began this afternoon around 12:30. It's now grown to 50 acres with only 30% containment. The Deschutes County Sheriff's Office issued the level 2 BSET alert for all residents west of Highway 97 and south of Maston Road. Firefighters continue to use helicopters and air tankers to slow the fire's spread. US 97 is now closed due to that fire in that area. This is a developing story and will.
And you will be updated. Cynthia Johnston says, I live in Riverside County and the weather is very hot, muggy. Unlike I have ever seen before, the air feels like you light a match, it will start a fire. Crazy. Thanks to geoengineering. Yeah. I have to say that this Arizona weather, I'm desperate to get out of here because I do like being outside, being in the outdoors. This heat, but the subscriber here who has lived here for a long time, you know, has mentioned several times that this is not the Arizona weather that she has known and loved for years. Big difference this year. And I will tell you, just, I can't be out for more than a couple of minutes in this heat. It's definitely doing something to me. So this is the heat dome, and we might be experiencing, to hear that this is going, to hear it's going on in Arizona doesn't surprise me. To hear that it's going on in California, that really surprises me. It really surprises me that, you know, I heard from someone who lives in the next town over from Paradise. That's Northern California. And she said the heat is, well, I'm going to paraphrase. I don't think she said unbearable, but she said this is the heat every single day that she has been experiencing. It's very different. And when that sun goes down, it doesn't cool off. It's not cooling off. And frankly, you know, the subscriber here said it could be 114 degrees. And you go out and you're not feeling like you're going to collapse. You know, that it was still, you know, just nice weather. It feels, it does feel kind of microwaved. It feels like it's unnatural. And it sure, boy, there's nothing in it that is rejuvenating. It feels like it's lacking oxygen. It's horrible. All right, so yeah, more fires igniting. Smoky skies across much of BC as wildfires grow, thousands on evacuation alert.
Consuming everything in its path, the whole valley.
Fire is on the move in BC's interior, crawling up parched mountainsides and lighting up night skies.
Devouring everything in its path.
Of some 300 wildfires burning across the province, more than a third have started in the past 24 hours. The most concerning fire is burning west of Kamloops. It more than doubled in size on Thursday night.
We have gotten confirmation that that there was some structures destroyed last night.
And forced people to flee.
I'll post the link. All right, so what were they saying? 300 fires in BC. How about Alberta? Alberta.
This is how Billy Joe Moberly fled the fire. Overnight, he navigated highways and back roads in this school bus, carrying 4 families, including his own.
We had to leave one family back because we didn't have enough room.
A firefighter for 28 years, Moberly knew when things were getting bad in his northern Alberta First Nation.
You know it's close, you know, you see the ashes and all the real strong smell of smoke. Barely can breathe.
The Simo Complex fire is bigger than the size of Calgary and growing. It's threatening the 3 communities that make up Little Red River Cree Nation. Fox Lake was evacuated last year due to wildfire. This year's fire is so big and so hot, everyone was forced to leave. It's also starting to cut off the remote area's main highway, the only road out.
We lose those roads, the power goes out. Yeah, we're scared to lose it all.
With 7,500 evacuees in Alberta, hotel rooms are hard to come by. Jason Savard nabbed one for his family Saturday night.
We're happy we got to sleep in a bed instead of the truck.
We've met some very tired, sleepy people staying in their cars for hours as they wait for a room at this hotel, one of the many hotels across northern and central Alberta accepting evacuees. In British Columbia, a punishing heat wave only encouraged fires to grow out of control. Hundreds have been ordered out, and about 2,000 people are on evacuation alert, ready to leave at a moment's notice.
It's tough, you know, it's a lot of anxiety. Worried about the village, worried about people that live here, worried about people getting out of here, just worried about what's going to happen.
And if it's going to be closing off the main road out, what's going to happen? Yeah, we know. And let's see, I caught this comment. MT Hashuka B, yeah, okay. I do my best, but she writes, in my tribe, people were offered $500 apiece to take that new product they unleashed on the world in 2020. So you can guess how many people did it. Well, at least it wasn't a free donut. At least it wasn't a free hamburger and French fries. Yeah, tribes all over. Oh boy, it's really... Wow. What people will do for a donut, Judy. I'm not kidding. Yeah. So, I don't know, does it send a message that your tribe has more integrity? I don't know. They're not going to bow down for a donut or hamburger and French fries, but cough up the money? Yeah, I don't know. Governor Kotek addresses wildfire season as fires across Oregon increase. And I kept this up because I'm looking at this woman and I'm thinking, boy, doesn't she inspire a whole lot of confidence?
I want to take a moment to directly speak to my fellow Oregonians. It is absolutely essential that you are aware of the fires in your area. You need to be familiar with the evacuation levels and be prepared in case you or your family needs to evacuate. If you don't feel safe, do not wait for a higher evacuation level to be issued.
That's what Mommy said. If you don't feel safe, then leave. Don't wait for Mommy to issue another evacuation level. Wow. What crap do we have in government offices now? 9 new wildfires in Washington sparked by lightning.
All right, so I got the latest forecast for you, but we also want to break down where we stand with the fires. We're keeping a very close watch. A number of wildfires burning around the region, and we want to let you know that over the weekend, several hiking trails and roads closed near Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest after 9 new wildfires sparked in the area due to lightning. So officials posted this picture of all the smoke from the fires on social media. It was burning about 21 miles away from Darrington. Now, we don't have the latest on the flames as of this morning or exactly when they started, but we are tracking those updates as they come in, and we'll let you know about that as soon as we get it. And over in Chelan County, the Pioneer Fire has now scorched nearly 30,000 acres. This is a big one. Fire investigators are saying this fire is human-caused, and this morning containment remains at 14%.
It's human-caused. Really? All right. You got Canadians, you got the Washingtonians, you got the Oregonians, you got the Californians, you got fires in Montana, which I thought I had, and 2 fires have merged together. The only thing that I heard on that was a campground that was evacuated. A whole lot going on, man. It's, you got a lot of, well, Americans not thinking about anything but, holy shit, am I going to lose everything? Or those who have lost everything. And yeah, you can count them out as freedom fighters, because when you're put into survival mode, it's actually a mode that you just naturally become self-centered because you're surviving. So, yeah. But there's no fight anyway. You know, there's just no fight. Homes evacuated in New Jersey after fiery tractor-trailer crash.
We do have breaking news. Newscopter 7 over Clifton, New Jersey, where a truck has smashed through a barrier on Route 3. Check out this incredible scene. You see the flames erupting from that crash. Let's check in with John Del Giorno to describe what we're seeing. Wow, John.
Well, Charlene, we know that this happened just after 9 o'clock this morning. We're on Route 3 in Clifton, right near the Grove Street exit. And all we can tell you so far is that a tractor trailer was involved in a fiery crash. That crash brought down that sound barrier that divides Route 3 from the nearby households. Once that barrier came down, you can actually see how intense this fire was when it was burning at its height. Look at the vinyl siding of this house that's right next to the accident site. That siding is just melted off. Now, the fire continues to burn at this hour. As a matter of fact, because of that, Route 3 is shut down both directions. Again,
you have to understand, New Jersey, Route 3, Clifton, whoa, shutting that down causes a whole lot of congestion on other roads and inconvenience to people. But these trucks that are just kind of crashing all over the place, going over embankments, erupting in flames, just exploding on their own, that seems to be very common now. Ruidoso, New Mexico. The fires took out over 2,000 homes and businesses. they've had flash flooding 1, 2, 3 times after the fire. And here, at least 200 homes destroyed by flooding now in the same area as the wildfires.
The village of Ruidoso hasn't had a huge break for more than a month now, from the South Fork and salt fires to flash flooding. Monica Logroño tells us how the village is bracing for more.
At least 200 homes have been destroyed by flooding in Ruidoso. That's on top of the 1,588 structures destroyed in the South Fork and salt fires.
Yesterday was the worst day of the flooding that we've had as far as the destructiveness of it.
Carrie Gladden with the village of Ruidoso says more homes could be added to that list.
In Brady Canyon and far back in the Upper Canyon, we haven't even been able to get all the way up there to assess all the damage.
As of Sunday.
Look at this. You know, I want to say that losing your home is really devastating. Very devastating. Hurricane Beryl, the damage left behind.
Hurricane Beryl left a nightmarish reality for so many in our area.
This is the first house I've ever bought by myself, and I'm 50 years old. This is for me and my daughters.
Including for single mother Megan Wyke.
I worked really hard to get this house, and to see it destroyed like that in a matter of seconds, I can't even describe how devastating it is.
Wyke tells me the powerful storm brought a large pine tree from a neighboring lot crashing through her home.
I jumped up out of the bed and hugged that wall, literally hugged the wall, and everything came crashing down. Yeah.
She's grateful to be alive and grateful her daughters weren't home when it happened. What she's not happy about is this. She says a closer look at the tree shows it was rotten, and she claims to have found proof of a termite infestation.
What I would like to do is hold this guy responsible for neglecting a tree that was clearly rotten, that devastated 2 families' lives.
Today I spoke to John Black of the Daly & Black law firm for answers. He tells me normally in the state of Texas, if a tree from a neighbor's lot falls into your home during a natural disaster, you're responsible. That is, except for
in situations where you think your neighbor did something wrong or failed to do something wrong, which we just call negligence. In those instances, it may be your neighbor's fault, at least partly.
In terms of tracking down the person behind the company that owns the lot, Black recommends heading to the Secretary of State's website, where you can find the registered agent for any LLC operating in the state.
All right, so this is a 15-minute video, which I will link to below. I can't believe it's 20 to 7 already. Wow. So, yeah, the damage left behind. A whole lot of people. You know, we watch these hurricanes, you know. We talk about them coming in. Then we talk about the damage that they've done. You know, and a whole lot of people then just go off to whatever else is going on at the current moment. But these people in these fires, in the flooding, in the tornadoes, they live it on a daily basis. A whole lot of volunteers come out for the first couple of days or maybe the week, and then all those who have to suffer the consequences are suffering it pretty much alone.
That's the person that the company, the LLC, is designated as.
Reka Trayson, it is a difficult time, and this is what you'll see when you drive around several neighborhoods hit by Beryl. Debris and tree trunks chopped into smaller pieces, piled up on sidewalks, waiting to be picked up, while many families are also waiting for their homes to be rebuilt.
What was once a home,
I'm scared. I don't know if my home will hold up.
Is now gutted, under construction all over again.
It's heartbreaking. You had kids here, grandkids.
Linda and Cameron Brown have lived here for more than 20 years. That is until 2 weeks ago today.
This is where the tree was.
Hurricane Beryl uprooted a 60-foot tree from their front yard, and it came crashing down on their house.
It's shocking to see your home like just almost gone.
Linda says she got up from bed just moments before.
I'm glad I got up and listened to him for the first time.
Now forced to camp outside.
Come on, let's go, guys.
With their pets.
We have 5 dogs, and they're under a lot of stress right now.
Inside, years worth of memories destroyed.
But most of the pictures are gone.
And they're not alone. About 200,000 Texas households are getting help through FEMA, expected to receive more than $175 million in financial assistance to get back on their feet after the storm. For the Browns,
it's just a waiting game.
They're not sure what's next for their home.
If they're going to even rebuild it or fix it, or right now they're just trying to stabilize it.
And while most people are moving on, they have a message to share.
Be kind to others. You don't know what they're going through. And be grateful, because this is very devastating.
We know there are so many other families displaced right now. If you haven't done so yet, you can apply to get help through FEMA.
A lot of people are really hurting. Oh, Dallas, heavily flooded. Oh, yeah, okay. Interstate, 635. Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, I'm not there. Okay. I don't know what to say anymore. People, when they don't ask any questions, this just continues and continues and continues.
Some of you are dealing with rain this morning, which has led to issues. Look at this, y'all. It has gotten so much worse in even the last 10 minutes. This is 635 LBJ at Garland Road. That roadway flooded very quickly. Within about 15 minutes, the water rose, and you can see it's literally waves are crashing over the center concrete barrier. That one vehicle, the sedan, hopefully that driver is able to get out, but you can see the...
Within 15 minutes? Within 15 minutes. What happened to the drainage system? Okay, yeah. Mexico City flooding. What is that? I spot the gushing of water from the drainage systems. But I look around and I notice that there's not much rain happening. You know, it's drizzling or it's dry. Right over here, you don't see any, you see the road is wet, but it's not flooding. Whoa, what's going on with the drainage systems? That looks pretty ugly, that water. Another plane. Okay. I do believe, I could be wrong, but I think a lot of this is to frighten people from getting on a plane. It doesn't make any sense that plane after plane after plane is either crashing, or it's blowing out a tire when it's landing, or dropping as it's, in flight, dropping, coming close to water, coming close to residential areas. What the hell?
In the air, a Southwest Airlines flight that came dangerously close to the water on approach to Tampa. The FAA is now investigating, and Ariel Reshef joins us with more. Ariel, good morning.
Good morning to you, Wait. This is the third incident in just the past 4 months involving a Southwest Airlines flight that dropped to dangerously low altitude levels. And as you mentioned, the FAA is investigating. And this morning, new questions about what could have happened had air traffic controllers not stepped in.
This morning, the FAA investigating yet another harrowing close call.
a Southwest Airlines plane dropping within 150 feet of the water off the coast of Florida.
425 Tampa Tower reported gain of loss 10 knots on final bumpy ride and continue for runway 10.
The flight en route from Columbus, Ohio to Tampa, when on approach, it suddenly dipped to dangerously low altitude. An air traffic controller quickly alerting the pilot.
And Southwest 425, lowest alert, check your altitude, Tampa's altimeter 3014.
The aircraft surging back into the sky.
And Southwest 425, you plan to go around?
Diverting to Fort Lauderdale. Experts say the plane should have been closer to 1,200 feet up before landing.
It probably points to some sort of distraction in the cockpit. Whoever the pilot flying was lost situational awareness and didn't realize the descent rate and how close they came to the water.
The airline telling ABC News in part, Southwest is following its robust safety management system and is in contact with the Federal Aviation Administration to understand and address any irregularities.
Well, it's good that they have a safety plan. Jeez. All hands on deck. Is homelessness a choice? With new housing options on the rise, homelessness a choice. So many people are losing their homes. Oops, it's a choice. So many people are going homeless because they cannot afford the skyrocketing rents. Oop, it's a choice. So many people are going homeless because they've lost their job and can't find another job. Ooh, it's a choice. See, when mainstream media does this, and then you have an awful lot of people who are just judgmental assholes, they go with these stories and don't help people. And they claim that it's a choice. And I don't even want to, you can listen to it. I can't. Yeah. It's addiction. How many are just, how many families, how many people who are working, living in their cars? But it's a choice. It's their addiction. They're going to come down, I think, pretty hard on this when they see so many people going homeless who are not addicted, not addicts, not alcoholics. They gotta put the blame on the... Now, there are a lot. I'm not saying that there aren't. But the recent years, we have seen way too many who have lived, I'm going to say healthy lives in terms of not being an alcoholic, not being addicted to drugs, who become homeless. And those numbers are adding up. Really adding up to the point where it's so unbelievably heartbreaking. I mean, that's why I'm so stuck on, please, community, help those in your community. People really do need help. And I can't stand this, it's their fault bullshit. Not saying that there aren't individuals out there that look, nobody wants to go homeless. I don't think any let's say teenager, I'm thinking about my future dreams, and I could be a doctor, I could maybe be an entrepreneur, I could start my own business, I could maybe move out, really want to get married and have kids and live a quiet rural life somewhere. But you know what I choose? I'm going to choose drug addiction. Yeah. There are reasons for everything. And but the shelter system in our country, there are a lot of people who don't choose homelessness. They don't want to go into the shelter system for a whole lot of reasons. They don't want to, a lot of the shelters are, very unsafe. You get a cot, you got to be out. Some shelters, you got to be out at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 a.m. or whatever. Can't come back. until a certain time at night. You've got to be in at a certain time of night. There's a lot of, and yeah, the next pandemic, you better believe that a whole lot of these government services are going to mandate vaccines. My hunch is that they already did it with that pandemic. That was 4 years ago, guys. Wow. 4 years. 4 years of all of us just living in a hotter and hotter hell. Oh, boy. And yeah, the shootings all over the place. Look, I could barely, function today, but I did pull up, what I have for you. But just looking at it's wow, people are shooting people up bad all over the country. But the cities, of course, yeah, 9 shot, 3 fatally during a block party in West Philadelphia.
Philadelphia police say about 100 people were attending some sort of block party early this morning when multiple shooters started firing. We are told innocent bystanders were among those injured. Besides a few scattered strands of police tape, life is mostly back to normal today along the block that was the scene of the city's latest mass shooting.
At this point, we know that at least 9 persons were shot. All of them appear to be males, and all appear to be adults.
Philadelphia.
How about 3 migrants shot, 2 dead at a migrant shelter and park in Brooklyn?
That pink sweater on the ground, does that belong to you? Huh? Does that pink sweater on the ground belong to you? No. All right then. Sir, step back from me. Step back. Step back, step back, step back from me. Step back. Was he driving off fast? No. Hello?
Migrant mopeds. I'll post the link. You can check it out. We've got a lot of crimes being committed, a lot of violence. That's only going to increase, as I'm sure you're all aware. You know what? I'll go here. Why not?
That Biden's trip was cut short last week due to COVID. However, according to this source, U.S. Secret Service informed Las Vegas Metro that there was an emergency situation involving Joe Biden and to close necessary streets so that POTUS could be transported immediately to University Medical. Then mysteriously, there was a stand-down order, and the Secret Service informed local Vegas PD that they were going to medevac POTUS to Johns Hopkins, which they presume meant fly him back east as soon as possible. Apparently, the rumor mill in the police department was that Joe Biden was dying or already dead, possibly. Given that Joe Biden has been out of public sight for days and dropped out of the race via an X post, and his brother James indicated health was a factor, I'm beginning to grow more curious if COVID or something else has been more serious than reported. Clearly something is going on here. I don't know what it is. I know its hallmark, which is secrecy. Secrecy is the hallmark of lying. Right. So they're lying.
Well, I'm sure Las Vegas Metro would be just as forthcoming as they were during the during the October shooting.
Yeah,
in
the
2017.
worst mass shooting in American history. This is from
Now, there's an awful lot of speculation of Joe dying. I thought he died years ago, but hey, let's just keep it going on. Because he's disappeared. You know, I don't care. Does that make me cold-hearted? I would like all evil, the people who are clearly evil, because evil, the only thing that evil can do is destroy. I would like to see them all destroyed. Yes. I have a real problem with people destroying other people. So, it's 4 minutes to 7, and thank you all for showing up. Please get out there and just be kind. Try to understand that you don't know what an awful lot of people are going through. and try not to judge and just try to be of help to people. You know, the animal shelters all over the country are full. They need help. Food pantries are going down. They need help. There's a lot that we can be doing in our own community to support one another, to help one another. So I really do hope that all of you are doing just that. Yeah. Live honestly, speak honestly. And what do you think? Maybe I'll get some feedback from some of you. What do you think? First of all, oh, wait, I meant to ask. No buffering tonight, huh? No buffering tonight. I have said that a lot of the problem that I was experiencing was from the hotspot where I was. I am no longer there. I've moved only like 10 minutes away, but the hotspot seems to have worked today. I haven't had any buffering on videos that I've watched. No buffering, no buffering. Okay. And what do you think about an hour format? How about an hour twice a day? I'm thinking of doing something like that. Love to hear your feedback. Well, there's no storm overhead, but that hasn't mattered, Ray Clay, because the buffering came about even when I wasn't having any storms. It seems that it was buffering every single night. So that would be good. That would be awesome. Sounds good. All right, we'll see. Okay, guys. If you say you care about people, show it. Show it. A lot of people need to see it. And on that note, I do hope to see you tomorrow night. Stay safe. Live honestly, speak honestly. Establish yourself as a trustworthy human being, and you know how to do that. Your behavior is consistent, and the word that you give to others is kept. On that note, good night and good luck. Ciao, guys. Oh my God. Oof.